Mother culture can be roughly defined as the set of beliefs and ideas of a group of people, a culture shared by many. Mother culture constantly influences our thinking and our actions, yet there are many different forms of mother culture. This phenomenon can result in captivity to societal norms/culture, differences in religious beliefs, and multi-ethnic conflict. A huge reason for its pervasive spread is the media constantly pushing certain mindsets and ideas into our minds. Within this circle are individual people, and all of these people are different in our own ways. This picture is widely seen as society. We are all trapped in the circle our culture created in our world. We are all alike in one way or another. We pass on the knowledge that our parents passed on to us as children, because it is what we are told, and what we have experienced throughout our life to be true. This so-called knowledge is what keeps us all together. Our similarities are based on the events that we have gone through together. We have been told how we are supposed to live and what we are supposed to believe, not just by our parents, but by the people that surround us, because these are the words and stories that our mother culture has given us to tell. Daniel Quinn wrote in Ishmael about how there are two types of cultures. Both of these civilizations are living like the people in Plato's allegory of the cave, but we are all staring at a different wall and seeing different things, and our chains are kept on by different things. Though we all may have started looking at the same wall, knowing our basic needs, some of the prisoners are able to look beyond and become enlightened. Our enlightenment, though, was just another cave with different shadows depicting different silhouettes. Our enlightenment, though, was just another cave with different shadows depicting different silhouettes. The takers see the silhouettes of more and more, because enough is never enough. And we must keep taking the resources that the world has given us to use, because we have the experiences. The levers are the culture that take what we need and nothing more. Our culture tells we that we need to help preserve the world's natural resources, but what our shadows shy away from is that we can have more without having it all. We don't see that some people need more help because we can't do the things that we do. The world is twisted at two very different angles that look on opposite ends, but we can be the gray area. We can change the world one step at a time if we look beyond the shadows on the wall. The culture we created is always going to have leaders, some good, some bad. Media is a huge leader in our culture today. It blindly leads us to wherever, whenever. Media is everywhere today: movies, books, TV, etc. Many people's values and beliefs come from media and what they see and hear. What makes our culture blindly follow media in the first place? We follow media because it's literally everywhere. It consumes the human race every day, as we mindlessly check Instagram and see what friends liked on Facebook. Ishmael sees the takers as the dominant culture of the world, which is what media is to us. It dominates everything. We as humans need to not let media take over our lives. Our culture is wasting away letting media cloud our judgment. We need to learn to think and act for ourselves. Why do we have religion? Ishmael explores this topic. Since only the takers have a religion with a higher being and prophets, the narrator says we need prophets because we wouldn't know how to live if we didn't have prophets. This topic spoke to me in many ways, but it also made me wonder, are these prophets what cause us to have a conscience, or is it produced chemically by our brains? Brain scans have shown that our brains do indeed light up whenever we feel guilty if we do anything bad, but does our brain already know what is bad, or is it mother culture whispering in our ear that's ain't? The most difficult thing about this question is that it really isn't possible to get the answer to. We will probably never know what is controlling our conscience, but whether it be controlled by Mother Nature or Mother Culture, it's still a good thing we have one. And we should be grateful for the evolutionary trait. Mother Culture is described in Ishmael as defined as a culture's most powerful features, philosophies, values, etc. Yet, they are not consciously realized as being unquestioned influences on how everyone acts. Everyone just accepts them at face value. While there are benefits to mother culture's constant whispering in our ears, a huge problem emerges in terms of conflict between different cultures with different cultural assumptions. The problem: many who are a part of both cultures don't realize that their values and philosophies aren't universally aligned with others. In regard to many problems the world faces today, and has faced in the past, one solution constantly appears over and over again. For example, consider environmental issues. A very common proposed solution is to raise awareness and passion for the issue. Example of how something, in this case, a book, could inspire and open the eyes of so many people. Regarding the issue of mother culture's influence on society, I believe education and raising awareness could prove to be a plausible solution. Mother culture's strong influence stems from a very one-sided perspective of the world. In an article on teaching open-mindedness, Professor Merrifield comments on the importance of open-mindedness to interact with an increasingly diverse world, as well as the role education plays in encouraging to be receptive to a multitude of different perspectives is a direct counter to mother culture's restricting influence. In addition, education is also a good method to improve tolerance. Dr. Noth's writing on cultural diversity remarks, European students are convinced of the fact that the more people know about each other, the better they are qualified to live together and respect each other's otherness. It's easy to focus on the bubble of cultural assumptions that we live in, but with increased knowledge and acceptance of the many cultures of this world, it may be possible to truly bring the world together.